What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us on this Saturday afternoon as we kick off a big day of MLS Next Pro action. And we start in Columbus, where the Capybaras of Columbus Crew 2 are up to 9th in the power rankings and 4th in the Eastern Conference standings. We're going to show you how they will line up for this match today. Chase Adams, the big man up top, coming off his 18th birthday and his first appearance with the Crew first team in the Open Cup this week, will lead the line for Federico Higuain's team. As we switch over and show you the lineup for New England Revolution 2, they come in coming off just their first loss of the season, and they have a strong group coming out as well. Have to battle up against the 5-2-3, 3-4-3 look that Columbus Crew goes with. But Pablo Moreira, a man who knows Columbus well, as he worked there as an assistant previously, and this is what he's going to go with for his starting 11. It's Jaden Daw who matches Chase Adams up top, a man who was drafted by Columbus Crew in 2024, scored 7 goals for them, and he comes off an appearance in the Open Cup, much like his rival number 9, Chase Adams, looking to do some damage in the Next Pro ranks today. Some other first-teamers involved as well: Malcolm Fry, Alan Oyerwoth, and Demario McIntosh in the lineup, and it's the penalty kick hero, Donovan Parisian, who makes his way back into the New England net after saving not 1, not 2, but 3 penalties against Rhode Island in the Open Cup on Tuesday. So he will be definitely feeling confident as he re-enters the MLS Next Pro ranks, where he started a handful of games last season for New England and Pablo Moreira. Matchup of two teams that in the early season have established themselves as strong contenders in the Eastern Conference. New England with just 1 loss, its first one on the season, coming to New York Red Bulls, and of course no shame in that, but this will be a new kind of test for the Revs, as it is their first match away from home all year. Meanwhile, Crew 2 undefeated here at Scott's Miracle Grove Field, where they have a 2-0-1 record. They are coming off their first away win, a 3-1 result against Connecticut United, spoiling the new club's home opener. The two teams with a lot of reason to come into this match with confidence. First teamers abound in the starting lineups. Lots of quality on display on what is a drab day in Columbus. We rely on these young pros to light up the scene. Opening kick from Scott's Miracle Grove Field. My name is Parker Johnson. I'll be here with you for the next 90 minutes alongside our MLS Next Pro crew as Columbus Crew battle in black and gold, and New England in the away strips, blue with red across the front and the white stripes in numbers. Very reasonable temperatures for this time of year in Columbus, but a lot of rain all day, wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. We'll see how much that affects this slightly insulated stadium. That is the benefit of playing in one of these bigger grounds as opposed to some of the smaller, more open fields that you see across MLS Next Pro. We will hope that the wind doesn't play too much of a factor, as both these teams are going to want to play some good football. That is the scouting report that Pipa Higuain gave me ahead of this match. He said he looks forward to matches against New England, going up against a coach on the opposite sideline in Pablo Moreira, who was the assistant coach in Columbus as Higuain was wrapping up his playing days with the Crew. So these are two that know each other very well. They were on some phone calls ahead of the match. But it is all business when they take the field. The ball played in behind. Brent Adujamfi was offside. Early signs of how Columbus will try to attack directly. Patiently built up a few passes through the back, but they're looking for that line-splitting pass. Adujamfi making his run onto the next level of the attack, bursting ahead of the winger ahead of him. Very difficult for the outside backs of New England to track that kind of movement. That looks like a handball from Jaden Daw. A wry grin on his face as he wasn't quite able to get away with the Maradona-esque control. He does wear the iconic number 10 though. And this is a big return for Jaden Daw as well, who spent the start of his professional career after coming out of Duquesne, where he played in college, drafted by the Crew, spent the 2024 season here and had a nice return as well. 7 goals, 4 assists in his 24 matches during his rookie season, but he was injured last year and he returned now to his hometown club in Boston. He's got teammates like Malcolm Fry here on the ball. To Judah Sekira. You can see the loose footing underneath Chirinos there, number 40 for Columbus. Worth keeping an eye on, some of the moisture on the pitch. Columbus comfortably have it at the feet of Luke Pruder, who was restored to his starting position. Was not eligible to play in the last match against Connecticut after receiving a red card in just the 2nd minute against Chattanooga the last time out, which forced Academy goalkeeper Keller Abbott into quite a tough spot. He came off the bench and performed great in Pruder's stead. Did enough to earn himself the starting nod in the next game against Connecticut and had another big-time performance, making 3 saves, including a penalty kick save that would have leveled the game at 2-2 in the second half. Instead, it stayed 2-1, and Columbus was able to push on and get a third. Speaking of pushing on, it's Chase Adams beefing there with the New England center back, Chris Mbayasem. That's going to be a heavyweight matchup for us to enjoy all afternoon. Likewise on the other side, Isaac Heffes dealing well with the through ball to Jaden Daw. Nice play through the lines by Higuain's men. Zach Zenge wasn't able to pick the right channel for that final pass. Needed to go on one side or the other of the defender and ends up knocking right into the retreating player. Otherwise, Tristan Brown may have been in behind. It's well one back though. High pressure from Zenge. Here comes New England with Oyerwolf. He has it himself! Had some heat on it and required a touch over the top from Pruder. He carries and carries and carries, and he sees the shooting window with nobody stepping in front of Oyerwolf, and more than happy to take it on himself. He earns New England the first corner kick of the match here in the 7th minute of play. big targets for Malcolm Fry as he serves. And it's into a very dangerous area, but nothing but yellow shirts in right on that top of the 6-yard box. You'd think that the attackers would be rushing into that space. Cicada. Trying to go past his man, stood up well by Rogers. Then swings in the deep cross, first time shot. Smart goalkeeping from Kruder, keeping his near post safe. It goes off of his foot and back out for another New England corner. It's an interesting setup. It's just how they did the other one, with Dahlin on the 6-yard box, Oyerwood at the near post, and then Dodd and Biasem, the only other two in the penalty area, but they're starting rather far out. Now Seacarrot sneaks in on the far side as well. He'll be closest to it, and once again, it's dropped right on top of that 6-yard line, but nobody there for New England to capitalize on the delivery from Fry, who whips in another. Can't ask for it in a much better location, and that is an awkward fall for Daw. Kruder checking on his old teammate. May have gotten a step on the back of his foot just as he was trying to clear his way outside of the box. Let's take another look. There's a tangle of toes. Didn't appear to be anything too malicious. To redo his laces at the very least, but Daw appears to be okay to continue, putting some weight on that left foot. So New England knocking in the early stages. Handful of set piece opportunities, but the most threat they've put on net has been that long shot from Oyerwood. As that's a pretty clear push in the back from Tristan Brown, coming off of a strong performance in the U.S. Open Cup against Rhode Island FC. He started in that match, the only player from that starting lineup to also start in this one for Columbus. Two first teams will square off later this evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That match taking place in New England. So a lot of the first teamers who were in the Open Cup action saved for that one, but Brown pulling double duty, much like Adams and Elliott. Pressure high up from New England. Pick up the second ball, but the clearance will drop to Schneider Mimi. ISM. Spins back into play where Austin Den can pick it up and set the tempo, but pass out, forcing a lot out of Makai Wells, who's able to giddy up and track it down. New England asserting their control on the road in Columbus. Fry working the 3-on-2, veering in towards goal. Ultimately the lane closed up, but draw some applause from Pablo Moreira down on the touchline. Second appearance of the year for Fry, who had 5 goals, 4 assists in 16 matches last year, getting himself on the fringes of that first team picture as he sticks in a tackle but can't win it off Brown. It's another hopeful long ball from New England, from Columbus rather, as they seek out Chase Adams. Played across for Wells. Has Mimi on the overlap. Dawes' header doesn't threaten Kruder's net. More good sequences though for New England. Switching the field quickly and firing it into the box. Just haven't had the runs to meet it in the right places. By the time Daw got to that header, he was already past the near post, and from there, just so hard to redirect it into any type of dangerous shot. Columbus living dangerously in the builds. That's what they are all about, and you can see the payoff. If Adams is able to make that stick, they've essentially got a 2-on-2 with him and Zengay running through, and then some trailing attackers following up the play. Those are the numerical situations that you create when you're able to draw so many of the attacking players forward into your own box, trying to press you and win it back. It looks dangerous at first, but the payoff can be great. Flip forward by Bombley. Zengay! The reigning player of the match week in MLS Next Pro, firing off his first shot of the match. After a first half brace in Connecticut, he has now earned his team a corner. Taken by Nicolas Rincon. Back post ball. Elliott rose to meet it. Slightly mistiming his jump. Wasn't able to get on top of the ball. It bounced straight up off of his head. The only worry for Parisian was watching it go over the top. Ohio Health is the official healthcare provider and fan of the Columbus Crew. Ohio Health, believe in we. Fry inviting Brown for a dance. He spins, he crosses, Daw trying to bring it under his spell. And it's fought away by Columbus. A real moment of danger. That was Quentin Elliott who got in the last-ditch challenge and slid it away from the New England striker. It's all about Fry making moves on the outside and delivering the ball right across the face of the goal. Late bump from Siqueira. Here it is again, so well done by Fry. The extra moment of hesitation turns back to the outside, and just can't get it out from underneath his feet. And we'll get a word here from Higuain. There's a loose ball out from Chris Rogers. That could have been a lot worse, but the deflection ends up pretty friendly for Columbus, all things considered. Given right back to New England. Fry. Well dealt with by Rogers. And he is proving a nuisance early. The first team homegrown signing, Malcolm Fry, scored in his only other appearance this year against Connecticut United back on March 22nd. He has looked the most dangerous player on the pitch. Here he is again. Rogers quick to close him down, and that's the key for these defenders. We've already seen through 18 minutes that if you give him time to bring the ball in and face up against you as a defender, you are in big trouble, and all of a sudden you are not in control of that situation. But Rogers, by closing it down early, not letting him get that first touch, helped himself out big time. Cross came from the opposite side. It spills out to Dahlin, who draws in a dangerous tackle. The referee will keep the card in his pocket for now, as Dahlin feels a sting from this one, and that could easily be given as a yellow card if it weren't so early in the match. We'll see. Looks like the referee still wants to have a word with Zach Sengay. So he'll get away with it for now. He does concede the free kick. Malcolm Fry, Judah Siqueira. The two options immediately over it. New England did score a free kick goal in their last match against New York Red Bulls, but it was a man who starts this match from the bench in Carlos Zambrano, who scored a goal of the week contender with his curled effort. That one was a bit closer in. We'll see what they craft up from this position. It's one of those tweener distances and angles where you could play a clipped cross, but it has to be uber delicate. If you are going to shoot it, you got to really put some power behind it to trouble the goalie from here. Siqueira goes for the delicate cross, and he overcooks it. That is the challenge. Columbus smartly setting their line at the top of the 18-yard box, which meant that Siqueira had to find a way to float it in the air long enough to give his guys a chance to track it down before it fell out of bounds, and wasn't quite able to tightrope that calculation. So 20 minutes in, we remain scoreless. We appreciate everybody who's hanging out with us on this Saturday afternoon, live from Columbus, Ohio, Scott's Miracle Grow Fields on MLSXPro.com and One Football. Matchup of two of the top 7 teams in the East. New England's unbeaten run to start the season ended in their last match. And Columbus up to 4th in the standings after notching their 3rd win of the year last time out against Connecticut. Given away to Mussenden. Calmly controlled by Elliott to give his team a chance to move in transition, keep the ball on the floor, and they at least win a free kick, but New England, in doing so, able to break up the counter-attacking opportunity. Adu Jamfi trying to roll it across. Rincon scooped in. Volleyed effort from Bombly. Love the idea from the Ivorian forward. Doesn't quite come off for him, but he just peels off on the back post. And he's waiting for that ball to come to him. It's a little behind. That was the best way he could try to get some kind of shot on target. Ultimately failing to hit the frame. But it's the first sniff of goal for Kevin Bombly, who's really proven to be a dangerous, dangerous player. Rounds low effort. Goes right off of him. 19 years old. Second year he's stayed on loan from the Ivoire Academy. Last year, I mean, absolutely tearing it up. 6 goals, 3 assists in just 14 appearances. Averaging a goal or assist about every 100 minutes so far in his Columbus Crew 2 career, Kevin Bombly. And he had both assists for Zenge in his first half brace in that 3-1 win against Connecticut. A blossoming partnership along the front line, and you combine those with a potent goal scorer like Chase Adams, who can not only score, but also just pick up the pieces on any kind of attacks that those other two are able to create. Now the step overs in rotation. Mbayasem flexing on Bombly. As Central Africa and West Africa collide. Mbayasem capped with the Central African Republic. Bombly out of Cote d'Ivoire. Here comes the corner from Rincon. Flick through. Great idea. I think that was Hefis at the near post. Former NC State man, 3rd round draft pick. As Rogers pressures on Wells. That was an awkward slip. His foot went out from under him. He stays down as the play continues. Herrera looking concerningly over towards his young forward, gesturing towards his leg. Wells is able to get back to his feet and scramble back into defensive position. Dahlin waiting patiently for Parisian. May have caused a palpitation or two, but they eventually get on the same page there. Strong start for Pablo Moreira's men. 4 shots, put 2 on frame. But Columbus growing into the match. And Wells has sat down here on the far side. He is not going to be able to continue. You can see it as soon as he went down. The footing has been troublesome for several players in the early stages of this match. It's been raining all day in Columbus, and Wells just felt that leg go out from under him. So he is going to be subbed out here. And it sounds like Miles Morgan is getting ready to come on and replace him. You see him just in the bottom left corner of your screen. Emergency substitute, and this will essentially serve as a first half water break, timeout, if you will. Both teams can get some instructions from their head coaches who know each other so well from Pablo Moreira's days in Columbus, where he coached Pipa Higuain. I spoke to Pablo Moreira about that return and what it means for him, because he was born in Uruguay, but he grew up in Ohio, and the Columbus Crew were the first team that he ever cheered for. He still feels that real connection to the club, where he helped coach them to an MLS Cup in 2020, Campeones Cup in 2021. He told me, I want nothing more than to bring my team in there and show Higuaín the evolution of where I've come from their days together in Columbus. And then you think about how Higuaín's career has gone since then. He becomes a player coach in his final season with DC, takes over the Inter Miami 2 squad, who had a really rough season in his first year. And then they're able to make a great turnaround, finish 4th in the East his second year, make it to the playoffs. And he's trying to engineer a similar turnaround for Columbus this season after they finished dead last, just 4 wins last year. And already this season, they could find a victory today against New England, they would match with their 4th win. Or sorry, they had 5 last year. Rapidly approaching that total. Some of those principles beginning to show up in his team as we see Miles Morgan enter, and he replaces the injured Mackay Wells. Morgan got the start last time out against New York Red Bulls, but he was on a minutes limit, so he was subbed off at halftime. See how long he can go in this one. Coming off the bench now in the 29th minute. 1 goal this season in his 5 appearances. McIntosh. Chirinos. To jump feet. I'm intrigued here to see how these teams may look a little different after some mid-first half instructions. Get used to seeing that throughout the summer months where the hydration breaks are a little more common, but pretty precious opportunity for the coaches at this stage of the year to be able to make some tweaks after seeing how the opening stages played out. A real balanced match so far. Columbus Crew really playing on the back foot a little bit. They do like this deep build-up play when they have a goal kick or when they have it deep inside their own territory, but a lot of searching balls over the top, a lot of possessions that have ended in 1 or 2 or 3 passes. Whereas New England have definitely controlled the ball a little bit better and controlled the tempo of the play even here on the road. Sent through, it's a foot race, and Bayasem making sure that the race didn't last too long. Zenge stabbing in. Bayasem with a tackle of his own. And coming back from an offside position, flagged against Columbus. Nationwide is the official insurance partner of the Columbus Crew. pressured by the fresh legs of Miles Morgan. Rogers able to go between the lines and find the feet of Zenge. Darlene, risky tackle and timed it well. Jaden Daw turning, running right at the back line, towering over Johan Chirinos there, and the diminutive midfielder did very well to poke the ball away from the long-legged Jaden Daw. Mimi bursting forward on the overlap, giving support to Morgan, who left his pass short. A little bit of that rustiness and draws some frustration from Mimi after the lung-busting run. Here goes Elliott, overlapping Bombly. And Zenge likes the idea, but his run wasn't quite in lockstep with the idea from his forward teammate. Adams had drifted behind the play, now he pressures. That's a good ball through, looking for Daw. Kruger able to get there first. Chirinos begging for it with lots of room in the midfield, sensing that his team needed to just stay on the ball a little bit longer. There was an opportunity for them to play it forward quickly there, and he felt the spaces. He felt that New England is a little bit stretched, and those are just the innate instincts of a veteran midfielder. As Kruger looking like a fish completely out of water. Wanted nothing to do with that ball out on the left flank. Mimi. Takes a fortunate bounce for Jaden Daw. Fighting off a defender, keeping it alive for Oyerwoth. Bouncing ball across. Darlene spots the open Mimi. Room to cross. Deflects low. Hefes deals with it well. Mid-block of New England, just squeezing out Columbus there. Able to put some high pressure on the back line, force them to make a pass, but the defender staying far enough up the pitch to where Columbus didn't time their run in behind. Rogers going around Fry. and drawing the foul. Igor Beisch has let a few of these go. And now as we're ticking closer and closer to halftime, that excuse of being the first foul or being a little early in the match, wanting to set too high of a bar, you can tell that that's losing its luster for the home fans at least. Still yet to see a caution for either side. We have seen is 8 combined fouls. 6 of those have been against New England. It's the same number of shots according to our stats monitor. Evenly split, 4 apiece, but it's been a while since we've seen one. They traded some early blows. Been played between the boxes ever since. Really since that stoppage of play with Makai Wells going off injured. It seemed like that took away some of the rhythm of the first half. But it also speaks to the focus of these two teams, really just not giving their opponents any room to build up the way that they want to. Playing this match so tight. Two very well-matched sides. Trying to state a case as part of that top tier in the Eastern Conference. Brown, the idea of the early ball there, but it's a little bit misshaped. Six minutes till we hit first half stoppage time. Curtain raiser for this Saturday in MLS Next Pro. Decent ball through, looking for Zenge. Too close to Dahlin though. He flips it out nonchalantly. There's a high boot from Columbus as McIntosh tried to play it out. Do finally see our first yellow card. It goes to Tristan Brown, the first team left back. On the first team right back in McIntosh. Like a dancing bear through the smaller defenders, juggling eloquently, and now it's out with Mimi. Mussenden, Hesikera. Late arriving run from Alan Oyerwoth, almost connecting. To defend deep on the left flank. He's played almost like an auxiliary midfielder at times, Chase Adams, with the likes of Bombley and Zenge holding the more advanced positions. He's got the physical capabilities to be a sharp ball winner in some of those areas, and he's very good at holding up the play when Columbus do win it back, but it has prevented him from getting into the more advanced attacking positions quickly when they do win it back. So it's Bombley here, but Adams is the man over. Bombley finds the corner. An excellent shot from the Ivorian marksman who opens the scoring in Columbus. He uses Chris Mbayasem as the shield, blocking Parisian's vision, but he knew he had that bottom corner in his sights. A measured and professional finish for the third goal of the season for Kevin Bombley. And it comes at a critical time in this match, just as it seemed like the first half was stuttering to a stop. The quick regain for Columbus. As we approach halftime, we remind you that Scott's Miracle-Gro is the official lawn care and gardening partner of the Columbus Crew. Bringing some energy now to Scott's Miracle-Gro fields. Always have the vocal support here for the second team, even on a wet and rainy day in Columbus. Get the opportunity to watch a dazzling attacker like Bombley, and why not come out? McIntosh against two. Slides in and gets the friendly ricochet. So that brings us to the 45-minute mark, but with how long Wells stayed down, we will have a nice little chunk of first half stoppage time. Again, very much taking the place of what we see in the middle of the summer with the hydration breaks. About a 3-minute pause, and that's what we'll have tacked on, according to fourth official Andrew Stefanik. Backline a little bit out of shape as Rogers had to step in ahead of Brown. Ooh! Fired off at the near post. Missing by inches was Malcolm Fry. And that will be a real sigh of relief for Lucas Pruder, as Columbus had some wires crossed at the back. And no surprise here that Pruder will do the sensible thing and just try to get his team a few seconds closer to halftime, sending this goal kick long, which you won't see often from Higuain's side. Definitely the right decision in this moment, though, and it's working out pretty nicely. Almost fell to Zach Zenge on the second header flick through. Barn-burning challenge from Johan Chirinos. He has just been such a critical addition to the Crew 2 midfields, alongside stalwart in-ring Cone. setting up the likes of Zenge. Brown trying to get one cross in, and will be a corner. Chirinos taking his time. The Honduran under-20 international. Born in Miami, came up through the Atlanta United Academy. Seems to have set the ball just outside of the corner arc, but who really cares? Wasn't enough to help his teammate put that one on goal. So 30 seconds now for Parisian, and I wonder if he'll make the same decision as Crew did, taking the goal kick long, but no, they do play it short. Flipped out by Oyerwoth. Mussenden. Playing it forward to Fry. This should be the last chance for New England. Fry to the byline. Great ball across. But they won't keep it in, so that will bring us to the halftime break in Columbus. A late first half goal from Kevin Bombley. The only difference after a back and forth first half, well contested between these two sides that know each other oh so well. Our score at the half is Columbus 1, New England 0. Coming up in our halftime show, our latest club hosts its first home match, and we celebrate some of the awesome women who make MLS Next Pro work. But first, we'll take a short break.
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back, everybody. Halftime here in Columbus. It's time for us to celebrate Women's History Month, and we have no shortage of female voices and leaders in the ranks of MLS Next Pro. Let's meet two very influential women in this feature.
Representation matters. I guess that's why you're seeing my face here today. It's something I typically shy away from, but I think seeing women matters, especially during Women's History Month. The opportunity for women in a male-dominated sport can, and should happen. And that doesn't have to just be at the ownership level.
Leadership is not a title, it's a state of mind. And you really don't have to wait for permission to be a leader. Leadership can look very different. It doesn't have a defined profile. Carolina Core is just a soccer team, but it's also more than that. It's a part of this ecosystem of creating access to opportunity and jobs. This place is special, but we've lost a lot of jobs when manufacturing's went overseas. And when opportunity leaves a place, so does the sense of pride and so does the sense of belonging. And Carolina Core FC is bringing that back. This club is the community's club. You know, this belongs to the great Carolina Core. And so my responsibility is to make sure that this club is a club for everybody, that they see themselves in this, and that I'm leading with conviction in what we stand for.
I think our mission at CT United has been that we provide access and opportunity. We've started with that with the Academy, removing barriers of payment, and we found a wealth of talent here in the state of Connecticut as well as its surrounding cities and towns. Right now our state is pretty much split, and so you have many people that for any kind of live professional entertainment, they're going to New York or they're going to Massachusetts. Why not have that here in the state of Connecticut and provide something that they can have that's family friendly and fun?
What success is for me with this club is this is a place for access to opportunity. That if you come to this club, this is a launch pad for your career.
We want to be competitive on the field. I love winning, but that's on and off the pitch. We have to be successful in making sure that we can galvanize fans behind it, and we have to be successful in making something that is meaningful for the community.
And another moment that I just love each match is at the end of the game, our players stay on the pitch afterwards, and anybody can go down and get autograph signs. And to see the young fans be able to interact with our players is one of my favorite moments.
Women's History Month I think it's really about representation, and I think it is learning what has happened before, creating opportunities for forward momentum and progression. I think there's a lot of work that has to be done, and that's not just through the lens of soccer, but I think making opportunities, that's what Women's History Month is all about, and I think it's recognizing that fact and making sure that we celebrate those moments.
Welcome to the 2024 MLS Next Pro Pick Your Opponent, or PYO as the kids are calling it. To be able to pick your opponent, if you finish at the top of your conference, you should have that right. And we're giving those teams here that exactly. We now turn the page to Philadelphia Union 2. Who is going to be your selection?
We wanted to pick someone that our fans love to hate and could get behind the game, but unfortunately Red Bull wasn't available for this call, so we went with New York City FC.
The #1 overall seed North Texas would surprise us by not selecting a conventional pick.
Vancouver has been a very good season. They play really well, but we want to try ourselves.
It is time to kick off the 2024 MLS Next Pro playoffs. We start today with the conference quarterfinals in the Eastern Conference.
We welcome you to the Western Conference playoffs in MLS Next Pro.
The Eastern Conference quarterfinals continue.
The stage is set for the postseason. A terrific matchup on hand today.
Welcome back. As you just saw, that all-access feature from last season was nominated for a Webby. Good luck to the video team as judging is underway and winners will be announced sometime next month. Last Saturday, CT United hosted its first MLS Next Pro match against this very Columbus Crew. Let's revisit this feature on the league's newest member.
This is Connecticut's newest club, built for the entire state, not just one city.
Connecticut's a pretty culturally diverse state. Doesn't really have one major city. There's a bunch of small cities that are pretty close to each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage the founding partner of Connecticut Sports Group, Mr. Andre Swanston.
I remember feeling like, okay, it's on now, because talk is cheap. A lot of people say, oh, you know, I'm going to own the team, and da-da-da. You hear that all day, every day, everywhere. And so it kind of, you know, it was late 2023 when kind of everything went through. We knew it was approved and it was going to happen. And it was just kind of, Michelle and I were like, all right, okay, it's on now. Like, let's go.
I want to thank all of you who have made today possible and who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to bring these ideas to life, including the entire team from the Connecticut Sports Group.
Before the first professional match, the foundation was already in motion. In 2024, CT United launched its professional academy.
We started our academy first because we wanted to, one, make CT United tangible to the community and so they could see it, touch it, feel it, that we're here.
One of my first conversations with Andre and Michelle, when I met with them and we really started discussing, their vision and what they wanted for their football team in the state of Connecticut, the ambitions, they're breaking down the barriers for giving kids opportunities to play in the academy. Once you have that idea, then I think it becomes pretty clear in terms of now bringing in the right people in your staff and to start to identify the right type of players you want to come in.
It starts in MLS Next, and it continues in MLS Next Pro.
I think we're headed in the right direction. We have a good group of guys. Coaching staff is alive and ready. And I think we're just pushing towards, the start of the season and looking to have a good season.
We knew that we wanted a team that was entertaining. We wanted a team that was going to dominate with the ball and against the ball. A team that looked to play forward, a team that is aggressive.
They're entertaining players, man. I mean, I'm really excited being in the league for 4 years and seeing the group that we're gathering together makes me happy.
What the ownership and the sporting director laid out to me, we had a couple of calls before I decided to join the team. It was very ambitious. I like what they have planned for the team, and I like the future, and I want to be part of this project. We have a lot of young players, so I know we're going to be very energetic. We're all here to learn, to get better, and when you're young, your brain is like a sponge.
So, here's the standard.
Connecticut is used to winning. We've got to show them like we're playing for real, like we're not messing around. And then also I think with being the only black owner in the league, like I'm not losing, right? Like I refuse to make it seem like I can't build something that can compete on the level.
It's match week 7 in MLS Next Pro as Columbus Crew 2 leading New England 1-0 at halftime, and it's a busy day around the league. Here are some of the scores starting earlier in the week, as there were a couple of games last night. Some late drama with St. Louis beating Tacoma there, and a nice slate on tap today as well. Of course, we're the first game on Saturday, but a bunch more to come throughout the evening in MLS Next Pro as we start to shape up with the conference standings, and both these teams creeping their way up. Columbus 4th in the East, New England 7th in the East as things stand. Obviously very early, but there will be some decisive games here throughout the rest of the day. And this is the schedule for tomorrow. Now let's get you caught up on the first half of action between Columbus and New England. It was a very back and forth first 45 minutes. Here's an opportunity early on as Adams tried to get through, and it was really this kind of huff and puff, but didn't come to much kind of opportunities that we saw throughout the first half. A hit from distance from Oyerwoth, hopeful as anything. And there were a lot of crosses that came in for New England, but they were just never met with any real conviction. Makai Wells coming close. He would end up getting subbed off with an injury later on in the first half. Bombley getting a sighter here as he went for the acrobatic try. This one looks a little more natural, and he finds the opening goal with a nice shot down into the corner. His third goal of the season, and the only one that separates us through 45 minutes. So you see it on the shots. A pretty even first half all around. Just the one yellow card, 9 fouls between them, 11 shots combined as we sit 1-0 at the break. We'll take one more quick step aside, and then the second half will be on the way shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro.
Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Ready to jump back in for the second half. Thanks to everybody who has stuck with us after a first half that ended 1-0 in favor of Columbus here at home. A little bit against the run of play. It was pretty even throughout, but the early chances going to New England, and then there was this real break in the game in the middle of the half as Makai Wells went off injured. He was replaced by Miles Morgan, and from there on, the chances were few and far between, but Columbus had the better of them, eventually capitalizing with a goal from Kevin Bombley. But New England showed early on that they've got plenty of firepower. They've got the quality to unlock this Columbus back line. They just need to execute a little bit better in the final third. They have the ball first as we get the second half underway with New England in blue, Columbus in yellow. Parker Johnson back here with you on MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. This Eastern Conference matchup. No subs at the halftime break. New England's already forced to make one with the entrance of Morgan. He can work now in tandem with Jaden Daw, who returns to Columbus today, where he was drafted by the Crew. Scored 7 goals for the Capybaras back in 2024. Now wearing the colors of his hometown team. Had a couple half chances. There was one really good cross that found him from Malcolm Fry, who was really the danger man early on for the Revs. Dahl wasn't able to get it out from under his feet, and now it's Bombley. Could be in for a second. It bounces off the bar, and Zenke is there. Parisian did all he could to keep it out, and the defenders just slow to recover, and Zenke will happily accept the open net finish off the hand of Parisian, then the crossbar. It's a giveaway out of the back for New England. Parisian might be hurt as well. But a fast start to the second half for Columbus, and the reigning MLS Next Pro Player of the Match Week, Zenke, adds a third goal in 2 games. Goals scored at a pretty high rate in MLS Next Pro, so you never want to get caught thinking that a comeback is out of the question. But the reality this year for New England is that they have struggled to hit the back of the net. 6 goals through their first 5 matches. That does not include today's blank on the scoreboard. The idea that they would have to get at least 2 goals to get back in this match, 3 if they were to try to somehow win it. does feel far-fetched at this point. No players on this New England team have scored more than 1 goal, as the goals have come from 5 different goal scorers and then 1 own goal from an opponent. And speaking of goal scorers, Bobley, who went down after a lovely piece of play, just improvising his way through blue jerseys and paid the price for it. Probably won't officially get an assist for that goal for Zenge, but he essentially was the one who set it up by sending his shot off the crossbar. Once again, those two getting involved in the goal combinations, as they did last time out in a big away win against Connecticut, keeping the momentum rolling here against a very good New England team. Dahl wants it over the top. Mimi will play it slower. Now it comes into Dahl. Has a swing with his left foot. Rogers watched it closely. Fry can take on Zingate. Darlene. Chase Adams saw something shaky in Parisian's positioning, and that would have been a stunner. Just 1 day after his 18th birthday, Chase Adams, one of the most highly touted young strikers in all of MLS. Notched his first appearance with the first team in the Open Cup on Wednesday. What a week it has been for that young man. Weirwolf does well to control it with Mussenden. Going to be a foul on Rogers, and he picks up a yellow card for his troubles. He joins Tristan Brown in the book. I would suggest an indication of how dangerous New England's right side has been. Malcolm Fry causing all kinds of mischief over there. Chirinos with plenty of space to run into. They've beaten the press of New England. What can Columbus make of it? Pass it off to Brown. Slotted in front of that 6-yard box, but the run from Adams was early, and he's making that point to his teammate. Before we take this corner, we'll get a substitution for New England. Judah Segura coming out, and in comes Carlos Zambrano, who was an absolute game changer in the last match. Zambrano, a 21-year-old in his rookie season out of Syracuse. Corner swung in. Headed out by Mimi. Brown considering a shot. McIntosh able to put a foot in. He likes his odds running forward. Miles Morgan squaring up Adu Jamfi. Adams there in support. Flip ball through. A man goes down in the box. That was McIntosh who continued his run after bringing the ball forward from right back. He ends up in a center forward position and really thought that he had a claim for a penalty kick there. Nothing given by the referee, who had a good look at it. He will hold the match to check on Bombley here. Second time he's gone down in a few minutes. And here's a look at that penalty shout from McIntosh. Adu Jamfi, the man who made a little bit of contact. It definitely would have been a soft penalty had it been given, but you put your arm on an attacking player in a spot like that, and it's a decision for the referee to make. But he's been consistent. It's called a fairly lenient match, both in terms of the fouls given and the cards given, but Zambrano will not get away with that. Even having just come on as a substitute. A clear yellow card for the Venezuelan. Let's get another look at it. Pretty clear intent there to stop the counter. Last time against New York Red Bulls, Zambrano's first action was a free kick goal, so this one a little less glorious, but can't say that he doesn't immediately get involved one way or another. New England trying to play with a bit more urgency. They've brought on their joker, and in doing so, they seem to have upped the tempo a bit. McIntosh has found a second wind as well. Cross comes in. Morgan at the back post brings it down for himself. Jamfi can dig out a clearance. Schneider Mimi. Tossed in for Malcolm Fry. Two Columbus defenders for company, and you can tell how much that defensive stand means to the back line. High fives all around for Chris Rogers. It's also a signal that they can feel the pressure growing from New England, and they have to weather this storm now. Comes in, Zambrano elevating. And he will not keep that ball in play. American Electric Power, powering life's most important moments. Morgan has Fry on the far side. He has to go quickly before Brown can get back. It's just a touch too slow from New England. Cross can come in from deeper. Good header! Oh, Morgan, great finish! The deficit cut in half, and New England have life again. Miles Morgan, the first half substitute, makes the difference on a beautiful ball from Demario McIntosh, assisting like he did in the US Open Cup, this time for the second team, as Morgan finds the back of the net. His second goal of the 2026 season. And all of a sudden, game on. You could feel that pressure growing from New England. And now 60 minutes, it is back to a one-goal contest. Powering life's most important moments, American Electric Power. It was a jolt of a header from Miles Morgan, who got up early, displayed great technique. Columbus have been brought to life. It's another chance now. Won't get there. Very similar pattern that the match took against Connecticut United on the road. Columbus's last match. They earned a 3-1 win in that game, but they were up 2-0 in the first half. In that one, they scored right before halftime. This time, they scored their second goal just after coming out of the halftime break, as Adams brings it down. And he is trying to replicate what ended up happening in that game, which is they scored the third goal. They're able to see it out, but it wasn't quite as simple as that scoreline suggested of 3-1. It stayed 2-1 for a long time in Connecticut, and they eventually conceded a penalty kick that could have made it 2-2 if not for a big save from Keller Abbott in goal. Then a couple subs came on, and they were able to combine for the insurance goal. Chirinos. Easy pickings for Donovan Parisian. Zambrano finding himself on the wing. Now he continues his run, helping out Fry. A player who loves to find those pockets. We got to talk to Zambrano earlier this week and hear a little bit of his story. Born in Venezuela, grew up in South Florida, where he wasn't recruited super heavily out of high school. He didn't play ECNL, or he didn't play Academy, rather. He did play ECNL. He wasn't getting looks from those pro teams right away, so he went the junior college route after having his scholarship pulled by UCF, or his offer, rather. Did it the hard way, made it to the ACC playing with Syracuse. And he transitioned his game from a kid who grew up playing on the wing, idolizing Neymar. And he found that with his technical abilities, he was well suited for a midfield role. Such a hard-working player. He bought a one-way ticket to New England for his tryout. Head coach Pablo Moreira wasn't there for the first week. The day he came back, there was an open scrimmage. The man who scored the lone goal was Carlos Zambrano. That left a lasting impression, and so he got his deal with New England Revolution 2, and he said that stepping into this professional MLS environment, I mean, this is some of the easiest he's had it. He's been a player who's had to work for everything, and now being able to play with these kids at such a high technical level, mixed in with academy kids, training with the first team, having all the resources available to him. Really excited to see where this first year takes him, and that goal last week, his free kick golazo, setting the tone for what he hopes is a big rookie season. Talking to Pablo Moreira, he said that that's the type of player they've been needing. There's so much about the structure of this New England team that is very sound and exactly what they need at this level. Defensively, their buildup is good. Those first 2/3 of the field look great. They've only conceded 4 goals coming into this match. But it's been that final piece, and that's exactly what Zambrano tries to provide. He's lurking here ahead of Oyerwoth. McIntosh slipping in behind again, and his cross out for a corner. There's a couple more subs getting ready to come on here in the 66th minute. Columbus was up 2-0. New England trying to fight their way back. Zambrano delivers. Almost met the head of Morgan. Mimi lashes at it wildly. And now we'll see the changes. Anthony Alloway ready to come on for Columbus, and Tristan Brown departs after a good 67-minute shift. He started in the midweek in that Open Cup match, so never really expected that he would play the full 90 here. And Alloway getting his opportunity. Alloway very much a regular with the second team. This is the 5th appearance for him this year. Morgan had eyes on the top corner. Understandable that it took him a little time to get settled into this match. There were some loose touches when he first came on. I'm sure he wasn't expecting to be needed all the way back in the 30th minute when he had to replace the injured Makai Wells. But as he's found his feet, he has grown in confidence, showing it with that headed strike. Interesting pass from Darlene to Zambrano. Trying to work out of the coffin corner. Now Zenge can play it forward. Chase Adams. Delicate pass through. Bombly was looking for his partner, Zenge, there. A three-man weave worked in counter by Columbus. Man, when you got those three, don't really need a lot of help. They can create so much with it, and Adams just showing his class in terms of the hold-up play and the range of passing. The ball he played through. A lot more than just a goal-scoring forward. Bombly is in, and he let it run too far across his body. He's in the kind of form where you see him in a position like that, and you are just waiting for the net to ripple. Count that as a big missed opportunity, though, for Columbus to potentially go up 3-1 in this match. The way New England's grown into the second half, seems like they'll need some insurance. Vertive, official data center equipment provider of the Columbus Crew. Mussenden examining the pieces on the chessboard. He opts for the winger in Mimi. Working out on the flank. Drops it back to his midfield partner. Now Darlene can advance. Not the best pass, but Alloway couldn't keep it under control. Loose touch for the second half substitute. He's player who naturally wants to really express himself going forward, Anthony Alloway. Plays in that left wing back position, but at this point in the match for Columbus, their formation looking a lot more like a 5-4-1 than a 3-4-3. By that I mean those wing backs have been really pushed back. But they've got a lead to protect. One goal from Bombly, one goal from Zenge, either side of the halftime break. New England halved the deficit with a header from Miles Morgan, who receives it here, working against Anu Jamfi. Has been diligent in his defending all afternoon. He allows Morgan to slip past. He's got help from Bombly. Cross comes in. Gathered well by Luke Kruder. Zambrano Spreading it out to McIntosh. Fry going at Alloway. Very well done from the Columbus defender there. Not falling for the tricks. And Malcolm Fry, for his protest to the assistant referee, will earn himself a yellow card. Nature Made is the official vitamin partner of the Columbus Crew, made to care for fans. So they will use the stoppage in play to bring on a substitution. Pipa Higuain giving his final instructions to the replacement, Moses Nyman. That's a midfielder on for Zach Zenge, a forward, indicating a slight defensive shift in the setup. But we'll see if that maybe just pushes somebody else a little further up, as the experienced Nyman will pass along the tactical changes to his team. Another look at what happened that left Alloway on the ground. There's a trailing elbow. It was hard to see at first, but you can see it when we do gaze at the replay. Purely accidental from Malcolm Fry. That won't make it hurt any less. Alloway seems good to continue. Well, if you need some experience, you call on Moses Nyman. 34 appearances in the USL Championship, 37 at the MLS level, to go along with 38 in his next pro career. See if he can help Columbus get 3 points over the line here. Well, that is a poor giveaway. Darting through the middle. Wasn't the best timing on the pass from Miles Morgan. But that is a well-timed step from McIntosh. Oyerwolf. Amy has a look at the back post instead. Knocks it off for Mussenden. Mimi accelerating. Anu Giamfi with him every step of the way. And Elliott able to get it clear. Lovely Maradona spin as Zambrano was interfered by the ref there. That was something. And now the referee has blown his whistle, but the only contact that was made was by the man in green. I'm a bit baffled at how he could give a free kick there unless he thought that Zambrano was contacted by a Columbus player. Watch this happen again. Zambrano makes contact with the referee. He doesn't blow the whistle initially. Maybe the whistle was knocked out of his hand. He went there to pick something up. Well, we will see a substitute first, but this is going to set up a free kick that Zambrano himself may favor, as Jaden Daw sees his return to Columbus end without a goal, and Shuma Sasaki will come on for the closing stages, the final 10 minutes of this match. Zambrano scored a direct free kick goal last week. It was from the opposite side, but from almost the exact same distance. This one is a little tougher for a righty, but he has made a habit across his career from these type of opportunities. Zambrano right into the wall. Well, last week, he scores that free kick, and we got to ask him about it on the call this week. And we talked to the New England midfielder, and he said that he told his teammate, if you give me the ball, it is going in. He has that kind of confidence from a dead ball. Sasaki picks it up, drives to the end line. Giampi with another great defensive play. And the referee saw a second touch there, so looks like this is a goal kick for Columbus. Even better for the home side. About the pressing from Johan Chirinos, who has spent all day patrolling the midfield. He's pushed up into the front line after the substitution that brought Nyman onto the pitch, who took up that position where Chirinos was for most of the match. Bombly able to draw the foul. Exactly what Columbus want to hear at this point. More whistles in their favor. But these last 10 minutes or so are going to feel interminable, especially if New England can keep piling on the pressure. Andrew Giampi, the offside flag was up. Rincon tucked it in just in case, but trouble in the build-up there for the Crew, so they will go right back to more defending. Stop and go from Fry. He has been deep in his bag of tricks. Corner coming for Zambrano. Pruder gets a touch. He navigates it right onto the temple of Dahlin. And that gave the New England defender no control over where that header ended up. Higuain sending in 2 more substitutions. Adu Giamfi with a brilliant performance. Stalwart at the back as always. Didn't have a lot of joy going forward in this match, but that change brings on Rui Auki for his first professional appearance here in Columbus. Played his graduate college soccer season at Vermont, where he captained the reigning national champions. And now on as a sub to help see out the final few moments of this match. 23-year-old with 5 years of college soccer experience. And in attack, it's O'Neal Taylor, number 64, on the bottom of your picture, who came off the bench to score a wonder goal against Connecticut. He was subbed in right around this same time frame. And it was his ability to get that third goal and give Columbus some insurance that salted that match away. Bombley with a driving run. He took it early and he had options. Adams cannot believe that he didn't get a look on the pullback. Can New England make them regret it? Fry, well tracked by Chris Rogers. Diagonal back post ball retrieved by Zambrano. One-on-one against his man. Oyerwoth. McIntosh. Will end up as an effective cross. They didn't have a lot of bodies in the area, so just keeping the possession on the far side, a decent outcome for New England from that position. And that is a cynical foul from Mussenden, who knows that he will get a yellow card. But what he shouldn't do there is throw away the ball, because he is risking getting a second yellow. One for the foul and one for discarding the ball. But it will just be the one. Chase Adams getting stretched out as the Columbus players can take in some fluids. Awkward landing for Adams, who felt it as soon as he tried to get up there. New England will prepare for one final surge. For Columbus, the perfect remedy would be another goal here, like they got against Connecticut. But I think they'd be happy if they can see 2-1 through the 90 minutes. Scored off a couple of mistakes from New England playing out of the back. Head injury here, so the referee will have to stop the play to check on Quinn Elliott. It's a quick check, but always better to be overcautious, especially anything dealing with a head injury. So 88th minute, and we're back in the action. Parisian tracks it down to keep it in. Not much he could do with it, though. Higuain loving the pressure. Goal from Bombley and a goal from Zenge for Columbus to hold on to dearly. forming a wall here around Adams. It's almost like a football play with some blockers. And we're hearing that could be as many as 6 minutes of second half stoppage time, past the 90. They want to bleed up as much of it as they can down in the corner. New England gets the favorable deflection though. But Columbus did exactly what they were hoping for down there. Waste the ball in the least dangerous area on the field from their perspective. Zambrano taking it direct. And Pruder likewise. Not the best header down though from Abayasem. Adams got through with his touch. Didn't get the whistle from the referee. Quinton Elliott has won it back. Sasaki dives in. Desperate challenges from New England as Adams has won them another throw. Elliott encouraged to speed up the play. They want to try to get this right back where it was before. Taylor checks in. It was always going to Adams. The big man boxing out. That's a foul against Columbus. Auki tangled up with the New England forward. But that does allow Columbus to get the bodies back behind the ball. It's really a pretty smart foul if you're going to give one away at this point in the match. Higuain had a lot of praise for his team when they came away from Connecticut with those 3 points. He called it a mature performance. It's something you could not say about a lot of Crew 2 games recently, as Sasaki, his eyes lit up and he couldn't keep his composure. Columbus wasn't happy about the way the restart was taken, but they do get the goal kick here, so. They were not made to pay for it. But Higuain can be proud of another composed performance from his side, managing the game with the lead very well, and that is something that can be a struggle for these young professionals. See it all the time around Next Pro, where a team looks like they're in control and can't get that result. Have a tough time managing those little things in the match, like keeping that ball down in the corner, like the foul near midfield. Anything to lessen the danger at this stage. Higuain has certainly helped with his subs as well, bringing on some cool heads and some fresh legs. Now it's up to Columbus for another 3 minutes to deal with it. Zambrano is down. He's running circles around O'Neal Taylor. And once again, a free kick in a position where you feel if you're Columbus, you should be able to defend this. It's so straight on that it's going to be really tough to angle in the right type of cross. See what Zambrano can conjure up. And it's right over the top of everyone. It's not a bad ball, but the landing zone there for it to actually work out is just so small and so fractional. And it also relies on your forwards getting a perfect run and the defenders not tracking them, and that combination of variables rarely goes the way of the attacking team from a position like that. Adams continues to battle. Darlene first to the loose ball, plays it back up towards Adams. That one bites. It's going to be a yellow card for Darlene. Adams taking some extra time to collect himself. Likewise, Darlene. This was a really awkward collision. He's going for the ball, but he does get a stamp in the end on Chase Adams. I just hope that the young Columbus forward is okay here. He's been left on the pitch a couple of times. They've mostly been cases where he just kind of is able to stretch it out and soldier onward. But that was more of a contact kind of play right on the back of his foot. It's a super dangerous zone, and that's why Darlene gets the yellow card. But, you know, we talked about Chase Adams earlier and the week that he's had celebrating his 18th birthday yesterday, as he will get back to his feet now, and that is a sigh of relief for the Crew fans. But how about this CV? Before your 18th birthday, 24 professional goals. 20 goals in the Stars and Stripes for the various age groups of the U.S. men's youth national team that he's played for. And he got his first team debut on Wednesday against Richmond Kickers in the Open Cup. And he has a shot for good measure. And we won't have to mention where it ended up, but that is a pretty good first 18 years, if you ask me. Not a lot of players across their careers, even some of your favorites, most likely, some of the best, have not had careers that have started that brightly as that of Chase Adams. And so it's good news for everyone that he is back up here, able to chase down that play as New England try to scrape together one more opportunity. They've huffed and puffed in the second half. They got one goal back, but they've been made to pay for their mistakes so far. Darlene, Mussenden, sent clear by Columbus. Referee not even peeking at his watch just yet, so he will continue. There's the look. "90 seconds past the given stoppage time. Alloway happy to see it out. One or two more sequences for Columbus to defend. Zambrano sliding his way into the box. He takes down the defender. Foul against the New England man. And that is going to do it. Columbus earn the full 3 points. Their fourth win of the season in 7 matches, up to 14 points in the Eastern Conference. A mark that will keep them in the top 4 through the rest of the weekend. And that is a big win against New England Revolution. And our man of the match, Kevin Bombley. You see him shaking hands there as we give him the honor, presented by Adidas, of our man of the match today. He scored the opening goal. This was just before halftime, picking up the loose ball, turning, using Mbaya Sem as his shield, and he was the man with the deadly arrow. He also helped create the second goal for Zach Zenge that gave Columbus just enough cushion to see out this result. They improved to 4-2-1 on the season. New England, with their second loss in a row, their second on the season, as we wrap up a fun match in the Eastern Conference. Well, for our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, my name is Parker Johnson. Our full-time score is Columbus 2, New England 1. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Have a great rest of your Saturday.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.